back to St. Luke TV. William, it's a big time in the life of St. Luke Church. We're in the middle of the new Consecration Sunday program, and looking forward to Lynn Benson being here on November the 18th. But we had quite an interesting week this past week in worship with the presentation Catherine Wiebe made. I think we heard that there are 532 folks who are not recorded as contributors to St. Luke United Methodist Church. 532. That's a lot of folks. We're hoping to get those folks active, and we've got a plan to start addressing all that with some leaders getting together this week. Say something about that.
Yeah, our leaders are getting together for a dinner at Cafe.
Cafe Vesuvius.
I wouldn't be able to say that anyways.
It's an Italian word.
I'm not smart enough to speak Italian. But we're meeting this coming Sunday. All the leaders, they've received letter mail and will receive phone calls from somebody on the committee verifying their RSVP for that. Our leaders will get together. We're going to begin to talk about the next 7 days, because 7 days after that is game day, is NCS day. Which is where this will all come to an end, and we're gonna figure out kind of where we are as a church, as a staff, as clergy, kind of where we are as St. Luke,
right? And
to be able to go forward. So while there's been a lot of work done, and we thank Ashley Davenport for her work chairing NCS,
Charles and Catherine for their speaking,
absolutely.
And I believe Ashley's going to be speaking to us this week.
So there's still a lot to do. The 11th to the 18th is a busy week for that team. But it's going to bring good news and joyful sounds, and we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're real excited about this process this year, and we're hoping to move everybody to step up in this process in their giving. It's a different process. A lot of times, well, let's just put it this way. Most folks at St. Luke are used to making budget requests, finance committee setting a budget, then we doing the campaign, then we deciding what else we got to do. That's not how this works. And we've been very clear in communicating that to everybody. The way this works, the church council and the charge conference has already approved the salaries for the clergy and for the staff, and of course our portion giving, which is part of what we do at charge conference. Those things are already in the budget. Now we receive the estimates of giving, which is what we've been asking the congregation to prayerfully consider for the last, I don't know how many months now, but we're really in an intense time about that right now. And then we'll decide how much more we can do and set the budget accordingly in February at the church council meeting based on the response to the estimates of giving. I'm hoping and praying that we're going to see somewhere between $850,000 and $950,000 in this response, and those cards, of course, will be given out and turned in on New Consecration Sunday, which is November the 18th. Which that's going to be a little bit of a different day around here too. The schedule is
a little different that day. We're going to have our traditional worship services in the sanctuary combined at 8:45. One service, and then at 9 o'clock will be in the DCLC for our contemporary service, and then we'll have our Sunday school hour will be the same. And then at 11 o'clock we're going to have a big catered meal for the whole church, but you got to RSVP for it. This past Sunday in worship on November the 4th, we sent out RSVP cards in worship after Catherine's talk with us about NCS. If you have not gotten that, or if you have not turned that in or filled that out, please get that in, because we're counting on that number to be here for worship and for lunch. We know how much food to prepare. So it's going to be a different day, but in this day of celebration, as we do in worship, we're also going to celebrate the results that NCS will bring.
Right.
And during that lunch, Ashley Davenport and Lynn Benson will be working tirelessly to record the numbers that have been brought in, and we're going to be able to tell you what has been brought in that day during lunch. So it's not just a time just to eat. It's a time to figure out what we've done as a community, as a church.
How have we responded to what God is calling us to do? And those estimate of giving cards will do a whole lot to say how much we're going to be able to do in mission and ministry for Jesus Christ in this community and in the world. I'll be very, very excited about this day, not just to come to an end, but to get here. We're just in joyful anticipation of it, because hopefully we're going to see some really good results from this. But we do want to make sure you understand that the traditional worship service will only meet at 8:45 in the sanctuary, followed by the 9 o'clock service meeting in the DCLC, followed by Sunday school, followed by the 11 o'clock lunch in the DCLC. So for those of you who go to 8:45, you'll be meeting in the sanctuary that day. For those of you who go to 9 o'clock, you'll be meeting at in the regular 9 o'clock worship space. For those of you who go to Sunday school, and we hope more will, come on and go to Sunday school. And then for those of you who go to 11 o'clock, get a hold of that card and fill it out. And instead of coming to the sanctuary, come to the DCLC and be a part of what's going to be a wonderful, wonderful day and a new beginning, I hope, here for us all at St. Luke Church. William, any closing thoughts?
November 18th, it's coming. It'll be here before you know it. And then we have the season of Advent, which is
lots
to do there, which we'll do in another video once NCS is over. But Advent's coming. Advent's coming.
We have a great Advent and Christmas season prepared for you, and we'll get to that in our next video. So for now, we wish you well. Ask that question, what is God calling me to do? Look at ways you can step up. If anybody needs any assistance in beginning to tithe, that's part of what we're here for, to help you be able to make that commitment and keep that commitment, because tithing is God's way of funding the ministry of His church. And that's the joyful sound for today from St. Luke, and we'll see you next time.